What happens to our body when we don't eat healthily? Now, before I talk more about this, let's just recap about the food groups. Remember, we need to eat fruits and vegetables, starchy foods, protein foods and dairy foods every single day, and to make sure that we get a variety. Now, what I'm going to be looking at now is what happens when we don't eat healthily and we also eat too many fats, too many sugars, a lot of processed foods and salt. I'm doing this because I want to help you establish healthy eating, because you can see what happens to your body in the short term and in the long term, and how our health can be greatly affected by not eating this healthy. So our energy levels can become low. When our energy levels are low, it makes it hard for us to concentrate, and it makes it also hard for us to cope with stress. One of the short-term health problems you are probably aware of is that we put weight on, when we eat too much fats, too much sugar. Tooth decay. Now, this is on the rise because we are eating too much sugar. When we eat sugar, it leads to acid in our mouth, and this acid attacks our teeth, and this can then lead to holes in our teeth. What's growing more worldwide and is very worrying is that more people are becoming insulin resistant and pre-diabetic, and this is purely down to the foods that we're eating. We can get dry skin, brittle nails if we're not eating enough vitamins and minerals. Anemia can develop if we don't have enough iron and enough vitamin B in our bodies. This particularly affects women, so it really is important to make sure that we're eating a variety of foods every single day. If we're not eating enough fruits and vegetables, enough starchy food, enough nuts and seeds, we can become constipated. So again, it's really important to make sure that you eat that variety. We can also develop irritable bowel syndrome because we're missing meals, leaving long gaps between the meals, not eating enough of the right types of food, eating too much sugar. We can get digestive problems where our stomachs can become bloated. We can again get constipation, we can get diarrhea, we can get stomach pains. It really is important to make sure that we eat healthily. I've included ineffective exercise here. It's not a health problem, but if we're not eating regularly, we're not eating starchy foods throughout the day, when we exercise, it's not going to be beneficial to us because our body cannot use the energy properly. And what it will do, instead of burning up fat when we exercise, it will actually use your muscle mass to get energy from. So it really is important to make sure that you do eat healthily. So the long-term effects. If we're overweight and we continue to eat badly, we can become obese. And with obesity, we can get heart disease, and we can get type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. We can get these all together, or we can get them separately. Type 2 diabetes can lead to heart disease, and it's associated with obesity as well. High blood pressure can develop because of diabetes, and high blood pressure can lead to heart disease, and if we're obese, we can get high blood pressure. So everything is all interlinked, so it really is important to establish healthy eating as soon as possible. I've put loss of teeth here because if we continue to eat a lot of sugar and we don't look after our teeth, we get those holes in the teeth, eventually we're going to lose our teeth. Osteoporosis. Now, osteoporosis is thinning of the bones, and it can develop because we haven't eaten enough calcium and we're not eating enough vitamin D as well as other minerals. Now, our bone thickness, the density of the bone, is at its most when we're in our early 20s. So this is when it's really important to make sure that we're eating a healthy diet then, because this affects us in our long term. If we don't eat a healthy diet and we don't have those calcium-rich foods such as those dairy foods and those green leafy vegetables, we can develop osteoporosis later on in life. If we're not eating a healthy diet, we can get cancers, Cancers have been linked for not eating healthily. Cancers such as breast cancer, colon cancer, endometrial cancer, kidney cancer, prostate cancer. So it really is important to make sure that you're eating healthily. Osteoarthritis. That's linked with being overweight because we're putting a lot of pressure, on our bones. So I'm really hoping that I've encouraged you to start to follow healthy eating. If you look at the next video, I can give you 7 steps that will help you establish healthy eating. So please take your time out to watch the next video and help prevent the short-term and health problems that can develop due to not eating properly.